A single precision strike brought a sudden end to Ali Khamenei. After decades of surviving clandestine wars and internal purges, the man who had long defined Iran's resistance to the West was gone. At the time of his death, Khamenei's reach extended across the region. As this map shows, he projected Iranian influence through various proxy groups and military alliances, stretching from Lebanon and Syria down to Yemen. His absence leaves a massive gap in the region's leadership. For decades, his personal authority was the glue holding a complex network of regional alliances together. Long before he became the supreme leader, Ali Khamenei was a quiet student of theology. His journey began in a world of prayer and protest. He became the lead engineer of a resistance machine. To understand Iran today, we must look at the crises that shaped his approach to power. Born in 1939 in the holy city of Mashhad, Khamenei entered a world defined by the rigorous discipline of Islamic scholarship. His religious upbringing took place under the monarchy of the Shah. As this photograph of the Shah's coronation illustrates, the ruling elite lived in a world of secular, Western-aligned opulence that stood in sharp contrast to the life of a modest cleric. In the 1960s, Khamenei's focus shifted toward politics. He became a devoted disciple of Ayatollah Khomeini, a cleric who openly challenged the Shah's authority. Khamenei spent much of the next 2 decades cycling in and out of prison. These repeated arrests by the Shah's secret police shifted his focus from ancient theological texts to the practical mechanics of political revolution. When the revolution finally arrived in 1979, the Shah fled and Khomeini returned to lead. Khamenei was a founding member of the new order, helping to navigate the chaos as the Islamic Republic was born. The success of the 1979 revolution validated a specific political strategy. That unyielding defiance of Western influence could successfully topple a superpower-backed government. Khamenei rapidly transitioned from a revolutionary activist into a core member of the state's high-level leadership. In 1981, he survived an assassination attempt when a bomb hidden inside a tape recorder at a press conference exploded. The blast left his right arm permanently paralyzed. To his followers, surviving the blast confirmed his status as a living martyr. But the attack also highlighted the violent internal power struggles that defined the regime's early years. Shortly after the attack, he was elected president. He served 2 terms during the 8-year war with Iraq, a conflict that saw massive casualties on both sides. The war taught him that survival required absolute self-reliance. He came to believe that the international community would not help Iran, and that the state had to be capable of defending itself alone. By the time the war ended, the quiet scholar was gone. In his place was a battle-hardened executive who believed that ideological purity was the only way to ensure the nation's security. In 1989, the death of Ayatollah Khomeini left a leadership vacuum at the very top of the Iranian state. Khomeini was chosen as the new supreme leader, but the move was controversial. Lacking the required religious credentials, he made up for it in political maneuvering. He positioned himself above the elected government, taking direct control of the military, the media, and the vast economic foundations. By capturing these specific levers of power, he built a system where his authority was insulated from both his political rivals and his theological critics. His 3-decade rule was marked by a central tension, a rigid, aging theocracy attempting to govern a highly educated and increasingly modern youth population. When faced with domestic dissent, his response was consistent. In 1999, the state used force to end widespread student protests. In 2009, the Green Movement brought millions of people into the streets. Again, the response from the top was suppression. This pattern continued into the 2020s with the Woman, Life, Freedom protests. Khamenei's tactics for maintaining order remained the same across 3 decades. His rhetoric stayed anchored to the grievances of 1979. He viewed the modern world as a perpetual struggle against what he called the Great Satan. Khamenei's death removes the architect of this system, but the machine he built remains. He leaves behind a nation facing the internal pressures he spent a lifetime trying to contain.